Hello and welcome to Storyboard18, Prashant.
Hi, thank you for having me over here.
Yeah. Prashant, I wanted to understand, the hot topic right now is generative AI, and people have spoken a lot about how it can be used, especially in service-led, companies and platforms. You're one of them. So how do you see, this technology helping you?
Well, there are multiple ways by which I think it will help us and also hinder us.
Okay.
In terms of helping, almost 90% of all holiday packages are still made either via phone call or via offline travel agent, right? Now, these generative AIs, chat GPTs and other tools, they are working wonderfully to create very customized itinerary on the basis of what people need. And hence, companies like us who have large workforce, who are basically these people who pick up the calls of consumers and make their travel itineraries, there is a lot of room to improve for us by using these chat GPT as a technology to create better itineraries for the people. In terms of hindrance, see, we are in an industry where people travel to have experiences and also to gloat about it on their social media. Now, with this generative AI, a lot of there have been use cases where people, without even having to travel to Paris, are able to create images and selfies of they being in Paris, and that I think in the long run will not be detrimental because people still want to have experience of a travel, but at least they will get the kick of uploading their pictures while as if they are traveling in Paris on social media and get the maximum likes as they would want. And hence, in the interim run, we are going to see. I am expecting to see social medias being bombarded by people's fake travel, deep fake travel videos and images, while they're not traveling at all.
Right, right. Speaking of travel, we are in 2023 and revenge travel is way behind us. I wanted to understand what are the hottest travel trends at this moment?
See, I have been quite vocal about saying that I don't think so there is any revenge travel. This is a new way to live. What COVID has taught us is to live in the present, and there is no better way to live in the present than to travel and gain new experiences. And hence, I think it is a fundamental change in how we view travel. And because of COVID, people have started loving their privacy. During the COVID times, we all were having enough space for ourselves, right? Which is why I think overall the homestay, overall 4-star, 5-star bookings, overall business class seats have more than doubled up prior to pandemic, which I think is here to stay. Overall, if I talk 10 years from now, I can totally see these pods, these driverless pods, which are almost acting like your room. They would come and pick you at the airport, you are in your room, and these driverless pods, they're just taking you to, let's say, from Delhi to Chandigarh. And hence, you may actually even escape not staying in a night in one of the 5-star hotels because your car itself is your room and it's taking you to the other place. So that's the near future travel, experience, which I believe I can see change.
Sure. Also, talking about influencers, do you think they are still relevant in driving growth for travel segment in India?
See, overall, influencer marketing ROI is very subjective. ROI is very subjective. Sometimes we see value out of it, and sometimes we don't. So you have to be very selective in whom do you approach and whether they hold enough credibility to basically speak for your brand and be your brand ambassador. At Eastman Trip, we do play around with influencer marketing, and sometimes we get lucky around it, and sometimes we have to learn.
Also, Prashant, we are seeing a lot of startup founders becoming, personal brands where they are either present on social media and putting their thoughts out there, kind of people start identifying them more than probably their startups. So, your thoughts on being a personal brand, creating a personal brand, and what could be the pros and cons of it?
Well, overall, I think having an identity and having a voice of your industry definitely helps your business. Overall, people start recognizing your company. I think it is more to do with younger startups. If the founders can gain that credibility, for these startups which are well established, overall, I think their work speaks more than what their founder speaks for themselves. But if you are a young startup, yes, having a little bit of voice of the industry plays a long way to grow your company alongside.
What's your favorite go-to social media platform? Where do you spend most of your time?
Well, I don't think so. I'm a big social media consumer as such, except that, yeah, here and there I go to Twitter to see. Most of the time when I go to Twitter just because I want to listen to what people are complaining about EaseMart trip, and gain feedback from over there and to improve the business further.
Have you checked the Meta's version of Twitter, which is Threads?
Yes, I did. I did look up last night. It just began, what, 24 hours ago, right? Now, my hot take over here is I believe that it's going to get a lot of attention in the next 2-3 years. But eventually, I don't think so. It's going to match up to the Twitter just because the user base of Instagram is absolutely opposite, diametrically opposite to what Twitter text-based consumer base is. Infrastructure is all images, right? So yes, in the interim, I think it's going to take a lot of, it's going to get a lot of attention and use cases. But eventually, Meta has to find a way to find Twitter's user base, which is very different than Instagram's user base, to come on board and sign up for it.